Welcome to my neighborhood. 'Tis the future today. We're looking at the Apocrypha Chronicles, the Afterlife of Alice Watkins, books 1 and 2, and How to Buy a Planet. And if that's all you need, go read the books and I'll see you next time. But there's more. All of these books and performances are interesting because they're positive future outcomes after pandemics. Yes, more than one. They all deal with, to some degrees, the issues of climate change and the fickle frailties of the human condition. Some of them subtle enough that people think that it's promoting things rather than doing satire. And they range the gamut of speculative fiction at its best. That is, they're primarily social anthropology with a good dose of other things thrown in. The Apocrypha Chronicles is a radio play in 6 parts with an extra short bonus part and a trailer. So each of the parts, for the most part, is 25 minutes. So we're looking something in the order of 3 hours total. It's audio, it's available freely on the internet, and it's produced in Vancouver and includes I believe Gitsan language in it as well as mostly English. Not sure about whether it's Gitsan or one of the other languages or dialects. It takes place 130 years in the future after the Great Pandemic, or pandemics, we're not sure in this case. And it deals with several important issues as technologies have radically changed, and one of the interesting aspects is an emergent FI, it's fungal intelligence, and people's difficulty with change. And it makes the case that humans don't connect with language. They connect with performance. And while it's tempting to think that this is a self-serving thing, since these are performers, I believe they're using the term performance in a much broader sense. The understanding of how we move, how we talk, and how we present. And interact, of course, with each other. How to Buy a Planet comes after a long series of pandemic time, and world governments are feeling stretched financially. This is one of those books that's kind of a bit flippant, a bit silly, a little bit like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Terry Pratchett, that kind of thing. But of course, as with those, deadly serious. And it's a gentle tutorial in currency arbitrage. Because at the very point where governments feel stretched to breaking, lovable aliens appear and offer to buy the planet and lease it back on acceptable terms for the foreseeable future. There's a small band of misfits that understand a little bit more of what's going on because of their past histories and not. And in the end, unravel what's really going on. A good romp, written well before the pandemic. And if you're playing with some of the emerging markets, the video stop, digital coinage, you might want to read this. But it's a relatively short and kind of fun read anyway. The third, The Afterlife of Alice Watkins, book 1 and 2. They're really one book, broken into 2 volumes. So it doesn't make much sense to read just one. It's a very thoughtful and quite well written book. Highly speculative in nature, with a little bit more subtlety in its sarcasm and exploration of taboo subjects. It deals with the first person to reanimate after being cryogenically slept for hundreds of years. Written well before the pandemic, it talks about several pandemics. The last one finishing in 2026. So they're not bad in terms of their overall timing of what's going on. And it has several large story arcs. Romance, adventure, but is quite gentle in its dealing of largely taboo subjects. And when you get to the end, the twist causes you to have to reevaluate everything you've read before. I like that. So, that's all for today. Enjoy Apocrypha Chronicles. It's available, well, just look it up, you'll find it. Spotify and a whole bunch of podcasts. You can find The Afterlife of Alice Watkins, probably at your local library or bookstore or wherever you get your books. And How to Buy a Planet. Again, another book, all worthwhile and positive post-pandemic books. Some of them surprisingly prescient. I hope not too much. Have a wonderful day. It looks like it's going to get up to 10 degrees here. And, you guys are great. Push like, subscribe, enjoy. Bye now.